Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. If you've ever found yourself scrolling through social media, watching a movie, or just having a chat and heard whispers about the Antichrist, the mark of the beast, or that infamous number 666, then you're in the right place. Today, we're diving headfirst into one of the Bible's most talked about, and let's be honest, often misunderstood mysteries. And don't worry, you absolutely do not need a theology degree to follow along. We're going to break this down in a super fun, engaging, and easy to understand way. So grab your favorite snack, maybe a comfy blanket, and let's unlock some ancient secrets together. First things first, let's tackle the big one, the Antichrist. What exactly is this figure all about? When people hear Antichrist, they often imagine a supervillain straight out of a comic book, a literal horned devil, or perhaps a shadowy political figure. While those images make for great movies, the biblical picture is a bit more nuanced. The term Antichrist actually appears primarily in the letters of John, a book in the New Testament. And here's a surprise for some. John talks about many antichrists, not just one. He describes an antichrist as anyone who denies Jesus as the Christ or who denies the Father and the Son. So it's not just a future supervillain, but a spirit of opposition to Christ's teachings that can manifest in various ways and through different individuals. However, the Bible also introduces us to a specific future figure who will embody this Antichrist spirit in a powerful way, often referred to as the Beast in the book of Revelation. This is where things get really interesting and a bit dramatic. Revelation paints a picture of a world leader who rises to power, performing signs and wonders and uniting nations under his influence. He's described as incredibly charismatic, persuasive, and seemingly benevolent at first. But underneath this polished exterior lies a dangerous agenda: to usurp God's authority and demand worship for himself. It's less about a literal monster and more about a system or a person who seeks to replace God and his truth with their own agenda. It's like a master deceiver. Someone who looks good on the outside but has ulterior motives that are deeply against God's loving plan for humanity. It's a powerful narrative about deception and the ultimate battle between good and evil, light and darkness. Now, let's move on to something that sparks even more curiosity and at times a little fear: the mark of the beast. What is it, and what does it mean to receive it? In Revelation, it's mentioned that this powerful figure, the beast, will demand that everyone, small and great, rich and poor, free and slave, receive a mark on their right hand or on their forehead. And without this mark, people won't be able to buy or sell anything. This has led to endless speculation throughout history. Is it a microchip, a tattoo, a vaccine, a secret QR code? The theories are wild and varied. But let's look at the context. In ancient times, marks on the hand or forehead often symbolized allegiance or ownership. For example, God told the Israelites to put his laws on their hands and between their eyes, symbolizing their devotion and obedience to him. Similarly, slaves often wore marks of their master. So when Revelation talks about the mark of the beast, it's not just a physical symbol, but deeply symbolic of allegiance and worship. It signifies a person's ultimate loyalty and commitment to this deceptive system and leader, rather than to God. It's about who or what you ultimately pledge your heart and life to. It's a spiritual and moral choice, an ultimate alignment. The inability to buy or sell without it emphasizes how deeply intertwined this system will be with daily life and the global economy. It's a powerful picture of total control and coercion, where basic necessities are leveraged to enforce conformity. This isn't just about a brand, it's about a choice that impacts your eternal destiny. It speaks to a time when economic survival will be tied to a spiritual compromise, forcing people to make a profound decision about their faith and allegiance. The mark isn't just a physical thing, it's the outward manifestation of an inward commitment to reject God and embrace the world system of the Antichrist. And finally, we arrive at the number everyone loves to talk about, 666. This number has become synonymous with evil, often popping up in horror movies, rock songs, and even just as a general spooky reference. But what does 666 actually mean in the context of the Bible? Is it a secret code, a date, or the number of the devil's personal hotline? In Revelation 13:18, it says, "Here is wisdom. Let him who has understanding calculate the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man. His number is 666. This verse has been a playground for interpreters for centuries. Many scholars believe that in ancient times, especially with languages like Hebrew and Greek, letters also had numerical values. This practice is called gematria. So a person's name or a title could add up to a specific number. This was a common literary device. So when the Bible says the number of a man and gives us 666, it's likely hinting at an individual or a system whose name or nature sums up to this number. It's a way for those with understanding to recognize who this figure is without explicitly naming them, perhaps to protect the early readers of Revelation from persecution. Historically, people have tried to link 666 to various emperors, popes, and world leaders by doing numerical calculations with their names. Emperor Nero, for instance, is a popular candidate as his name in Hebrew, Neron Caesar, could add up to 666. The number 6 itself in biblical symbolism often represents imperfection or falling short of divine perfection. God's number is often associated with 7, representing completion and perfection. Think 7 days of creation, 7 churches, etc. So if 7 is perfect, then 6 repeated 3 times, 666, could emphasize ultimate imperfection, ultimate failure, and ultimate opposition to God's perfection. It's a triple emphasis on humanity falling short of God's glory and attempting to replace divine authority, but in doing so, reveal their ultimate imperfection and rebellion. So it's less about a literal phone number and more about the character and nature of the Antichrist, a human who tries to be God, but in doing so, reveal their ultimate imperfection and rebellion. So to sum it all up in a way that's hopefully clearer than mud, the Antichrist is a spirit of opposition to Christ and a future powerful leader who will embody this opposition, deceiving many and demanding worship. The mark of the beast is not just a physical stamp, but a powerful symbol of ultimate allegiance to this deceptive system and leader, a choice that has profound spiritual implications. And 666 isn't just a spooky number, but a symbolic representation, possibly through gematria, pointing to the identity and the ultimately imperfect, human, and rebellious nature of this Antichrist figure. Understanding these concepts isn't meant to scare us, but rather to help us stay alert, discerning, and firmly rooted in our faith. The Bible, especially books like Revelation, uses powerful imagery to convey deep spiritual truths. It encourages us to think critically, to not be easily swayed by charismatic leaders or popular ideologies, and to always seek truth above all else. It's a call to make sure our allegiance is always to what is good and true, and that we are not deceived by appearances. The ultimate message is one of hope and victory for those who remain faithful. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey into one of the Bible's great mysteries. I hope this cleared up some confusion and maybe even sparked a little more curiosity. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, share it with a friend, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss out on our next adventure. We love having you here. Until next time, stay curious and keep seeking truth.